The story of Venice is also my story. My name is Francesco da Mosto. I am a Venetian. My family has lived here for more than 1,000 years. I have always lived here. My children were born here, and I hope my family will live here for another 1,000 years. We were one of the first families to come to the lagoon. My ancestors have been everything, from merchants to prostitutes to explorers. The city is in my blood.
Most great cities grew up because they were in a good location. Paris, Rome, London. But here, Venice, no. This city grew up because it was in a very, very bad location.
It was a perfect hiding place for the settlers who fled here from Attila the Hun, almost 16 centuries ago. The Venetian lagoon is an enclosed shallow sea. 200 square miles of salt water dotted with tiny islands. It sits at the top of the Adriatic Sea between Italy and Yugoslavia. Even now, many of the islands in the lagoon are strange and desolate places, each one little more than a boggy marsh, half sea, half land.
All my life, people have been saying that Venice is sinking. But these islands have been sinking from the beginning of time. They're made of sand, mud, not solid ground. So the first settlers had to invent a new way of living and a new way to build.
The first houses looked like this, built in the mud and on the water. But before they could build anything, they had to make a solid foundation. So they began hammering wooden piles into the lagoon. Today, we are still doing the same thing. All of Venice is built on a bed of huge wooden nails. The marshland was no good for farming, so the early settlers had to become fishermen. The settlers lived on the fish of the lagoon, but it was also their currency. They would trade fish for wood, wheat, and wine. And fish is still a great passion for us Venetians.
Curioso da fare. Come si fa che faccio la cammin?
Che con? Ti cavi via la testa qua.
Sì? Che ti immagini?
No. E ora è a schiena, siccome è donna appetitosa, la te resta sempre in bocca. I gamberi, secondo gli uomini, più duri, meno buoni, insomma.
Ma io non sono una donna.
The first big settlement was on the island of Torcello, 8 kilometers to the northeast of Venice today. Its basilica still stands. It dates from the year 639. Here, you feel close to the early settlers in the lagoon, struggling to survive, yet ambitious to create great beauty. On the west wall is a scene of the Last Judgment. But this is not like most Italian churches. To the Western eye, these figures are surprising. They are Christian images, but they are rooted in artistic traditions from beyond Europe, from the East, before it was Islamic.
It was here in Torcello that the lagoon dwellers first showed their genius in art. But their future would not be on this island. Their greatest creation, Venice, lay just around the corner.
When the settlers had fled Attila the Hun, they had occupied the outer reaches of the lagoon. And for more than 3 centuries, they had been safe. But now, prosperity made them an attractive target. In the year 810, they were attacked, this time from the open sea. The settlers fled to the heart of the lagoon, to the group of small islands known as the Rivo Alto. But in the panic, they were about to stumble on the secret of the lagoon, a discovery shrouded in the mists of time.
There is a legend in which the attackers were directed by an old woman to Rivo Alto with just a simple word. She said, "Sempre dritto, straight on."
Far from betraying the fleeing settlers, the old woman of the legend knew the secret of the lagoon, a secret that would destroy any enemy fleet.